Okay, so now I'm in front of the Galata Tower that was built in 1348 by the Genoese, because that was part of Istanbul where the Italians used to live in the Christian times. You see behind me there are walls, and a huge wall surrounded the Galata area. And we had 13 of these towers. That was the tallest one. So that was part of the wall system of the Galata. So we know that in that spot in the 6th century, the Emperor Anastasius built a tower like this. So it's one of the oldest towers in the world, we can say. However, there was a fire, and also in the 13th century, the Italians took over the city, and they destroyed a lot of things. I mean, they took over the other side, the Fourth Crusade. They took over Constantinople, turned it into a Latin kingdom, and that tower was also destroyed. And that was built in 1348 in that exact same position, the same materials and so on. And it was used as a lighthouse. And when the Ottomans conquered the city, the people here, they surrendered to the Ottoman Empire without a fight. And the key of the Galata was given to Sultan Mehmed II in 1453 as a gift. So the thing is that was the tallest building in the area at the time. The tower's name was Christea Turris, the Tower of Christ. And there was a huge cross on top. After the conquest, the cross was put down. And it was different up there because in the 19th century, in 1875, because there was a huge storm and the top of the tower flew away. And then that was made in the 1960s. I mean, the top. I will try to go up. There are a lot of people waiting there. Normally I don't go up because I was there before, but just for you, I want to get up. And the walls are very thick, almost 4 meters, 3.75 meters thick walls. I mean, you have to imagine that. The Ottomans used it for fire spotting. There were drums. When there was fire, they played the drums up there. And also, it was a prison for Christian sailors. I mean, they had to work, and when they finished their work, they had to come here to sleep. So there was their dormitory, we can say. So when you're outside the elevator, you need to go up 2 stairs more to be on the observation balcony. There are landmarks depicted here. It's like a land cart. You see there's the Galata Tower, there's the Golden Horn, and also the Bosphorus and so on. Everything is depicted here. So when you're up there are several doors to get outside and view Istanbul from different viewpoints. So okay, there's the Galata Bridge, there's the Spice Bazaar, there's I can zoom in, I think, Spice Bazaar, New Mosque, Nur Osmaniye Mosque, and also the Grand Bazaar is over there. So between the Egyptian Bazaar and the Grand Bazaar, there's another bazaar called Mahmud Pasha for local people, for you if you want, for cheap stuff. This is Sirkeci, and there's the Orient Express. This is of course the Hagia Sophia, and that's the Topkapi Palace. Let me see what there is again. Yeah, where there are some flags. There's another building. It's difficult to see. That's the port for the Sultan. When he came with the ship, he would go outside the ship from here and would go to the palace. Right on the other side of the Hagia Sophia is the Blue Mosque. Now, one minaret is under restoration, as you can see. So the waters here are called the Golden Horn because the sun shines like gold on it, and it goes like a horn inside. Look, this is the Marmara Sea. This is the Bosporus. That's the Golden Horn. That's the middle of all the connections. That's the Asian part. If you look to Asia, there is the TV tower, the biggest mosque in Turkey, the Çamlıca Mosque, the Çamlıca Hill. And also on the other side, there's the port of Kadıköy, and that is the Üsküdar region. You see the Maiden's Tower here. The Maiden's Tower has a lot of stories. One of the stories says that one guy from the Üsküdar region fell in love with a princess here, and when he swam there every night, one day there was a storm, he drowned, and the princess jumped like Romeo and Juliet, and so both died. So behind the Topkapi Palace you can see islands. These hills, these are islands. These are the Prince's Islands, because the Ottoman princes got exiled to the Byzantine exiles got Byzantine princes got exiled to these islands. So that area is Galata area. There was a wall surrounding this, and in the Byzantine times there was a chain blocking the entrance to the Golden Horn, so no enemy ship could pass. So the Ottomans, they controlled the Bosphorus, the Marmara Sea, but not the Golden Horn. And there is a famous story where the Sultan Mehmed ordered the Ottoman ships to bring up to the region where we are now, to the Galata Tower region, and then drag them to the Golden Horn in order to control the Golden Horn. Some historians say it's not true, but a lot of Turkish people believe in that. There is an English hospital today, just an eye operation hospital. On the left side, that's the famous Galata port. You see there's a mosque, the Nusretiye Mosque, built in the early 19th century by Sultan Mahmud II after he abolished the Janissary army. This is a huge port, quite new, almost 2 years old now. And big cruise ships from Europe, from the US, they come and they stop there, and the tourists, they go and visit the historical areas. So the sun is shining very beautiful. That's why it's called the Golden Horn, by the way, because of the shining sun. There are several bridges. One of them, the name is Atatürk Bridge, and that's the subway bridge. Only subways drive here from one side of the Istanbul to another. Both sides are Europe, as you know. Asia is on the other side. If you look this, there are a lot of mosques on the hills, because Istanbul was built on 7 hills, as the legend says. And if you want to see where the Patriarch of Constantinople today is located, it's in that area. We call it the Balat region. Maybe I can zoom in. Yeah, that's the Balat region. Because of the setting sun, it's difficult to see, but the Patriarch of all, the main chief Patriarch of all Orthodox Christians is there. And we also have there's a fire spotting tower. It is now located in Istanbul University, where I did my PhD. And there's also the Beyazıt Mosque, and that is the Rüstem Pasha Mosque, built by the Grand Vizier of Sultan Süleyman, and it's near the Spice Bazaar, so you can walk up here. There are also buses and tram if you want to visit the Balat region, which is also one of the best places to see in Istanbul. I mean, the setting sun is amazing. Nice to see it from the Galata Tower. During the Byzantine time, the Greek-speaking people lived on that side. That's the main Istanbul. The Galata region was a living space for the Italian-speaking people, and today most of the churches here are Catholic churches, and the Orthodox churches are located mostly on the other side. Still, we have this distinguishment, and we still have a lot of Greek Orthodox churches also near the Hagia Sophia, behind the Blue Mosque, and so on. Not many Protestant churches. I only know one, and it's located in Kadıköy region. So that's the Golden Horn. Over there is the Eyüp region, and there's the Pialotti Hill, and also the Eyüp Mosque, famous for Muslims because one of the apostles of Prophet Muhammad is buried there. So that's a famous road. And there's also a synagogue, the biggest synagogue in Istanbul. It's still active. There's also the museum of that. And there's also a good coffee shop called the Vienna Coffee if you want to drink something. We also have that rooftop. I mean, there are a lot of rooftops around, but this is very famous, right? on the Galata Tower, by the Galata Tower. So the weather today is very good. Normally there's a huge wind and it's sometimes also very cold here. So again, that's the Süleymaniye Mosque, built by Sultan Süleyman, and there, where is it? There you can see the tomb of Sultan Süleyman and Hürrem Sultan, his wife. And over here is the famous Fatih Mosque, built by Sultan Mehmet. However, that's a newer construction because the original one got destroyed by an earthquake in the 18th century. So this is the place of the Istiklal Street. You see it, that's the St. Antoine Church, the biggest Catholic church in Turkey. It's located right there on the Istiklal Street. So on that flag stays, it is on the walls of Constantinople, and there's a big cemetery, military cemetery, where when Turkish soldiers die, they are buried there, because during the conquest of Constantinople, a lot of soldiers died outside the wall. So there's a tradition to be buried outside the walls of Constantinople. And now the sun sets, as you can see, very beautiful to look from here. So when you go down with the stairs, there are some archaeological things. That's from the Stone Age. Things from the Galata region during the Italian times. Very interesting to see. Some of these things are still on walls on some of the streets in Galata. Very interesting. And there is a documentary about the Genoese and the Venetians in the time of Sultan Mehmet II. This is important. This is the chain which blocked the entrance to the Golden Horn. It's amazing that we still have this. It was a huge problem for the Ottoman Empire to cross the Golden Horn, and they even failed doing this, as I told you. There's a man called Hezafen Mehmet Çelebi who flew from the Galata Tower to Üsküdar region, so crossing the Bosporus. We say he's the first flying man. You have to be careful to not hit your head. There are some old pictures of the Galata Tower you can see here. You see, in the late 19th century, the top flew away, as I told you earlier. There is a simulation of Hezafen Mehmet Çelebi. You can stand here and then it starts. You simulate how the guy flew over above the Bosporus to Üsküdar region. It was in the 17th century. Of course, there's a museum shop where you can buy souvenirs and also some drinks, but these are a little bit pricey. So I'd rather go directly outside. Now at the exit, look how thick the walls are. Crazy. From here to here. So now I exit the Galata Tower. Now, as you see, the sunset and it's now dark. The coffee, I would recommend you Vienna coffee. We also have Austrian school, Austrian hospital and so on all here. So Vienna, Austrian district, we can also say. And on the left side of the coffee is the best place to take picture. You see people taking pictures. I will show you. Taking pictures from this street is very famous. So you stay here and someone else does it in the portrait mode. It's very beautiful. You see the area of the Galata Tower is full with cafes, restaurants, so you won't be hungry here. So now I'm very tired. I'm gonna have a Vienna coffee. I'm waiting. There's a waiting line to get one coffee. Now they lighted up the lights. I sit in a wonderful point here. Look, this is the Vienna coffee, and this is San Sebastian cheesecake with chocolate cream. I would strongly recommend you to have this. Wow, delicious. So okay, I'm finished. Look at the tower, it's very dark now. So now I am going to show you a secret. If you go behind the Galata Tower, you will see an Austrian synagogue, Austrian hospital, and Austrian high school, and a beautiful stair. If you wanna see that. Okay, so behind me is the English hospital I talked about. That was the Crimean War, before the First World War, which the Ottoman Empire fought alongside the British Empire, and the British made this hospital. Today it's the Eye Operation Hospital of Turkey. So right on the street is the Austrian hospital. You see, it says Österreichische St. Georg Krankenhaus, Austrian St. Georg Hospital. And you see the Austrian flag everywhere, you know. It's a beautiful place. I'm Austrian citizen. I can come and be treated here for free. So right behind the hospital, look, that's the hospital. There is the Schneider Temple, a synagogue built by the Austrian-Hungarian Emperor Karl Franz Joseph. And I'm gonna show you just the entrance because it's now closed. Normally you can see there's also an exhibition. You see, it's a Jewish synagogue, but mostly Ashkenazi Jews from Austria. Okay, I'm continuing to walk down, and now I'm going to show you the Austrian high school and a stair. So that building is the Austrian high school. It's around 10,000 Turkish lira per year. You see, it says St. Georg School. And it's still active. The students here have a t-shirt with the Austrian flag and so on. It's a very big thing, and it also has a church inside. And that stair is very famous. It is connected to the story of the high school. So there are the stairs. Now, there was a man called Salomon Kamondo, and he made this stair for his grandchildren to go up to the Austrian school, because they were falling. So if one falls, they will stop at one stage. So he made it like a snake, so they don't fall until here. So it's not a deadly fall, so to say. So this stair is in Art Nouveau style, and Abraham Salomon Kamondo, who made this, he was a banker. And this street is called the Banker Street, and we also have the Turkish Central Bank here. I'm gonna show you. Look, that building, there's the stairs. There's the building. This is the Turkish Central Bank. So imagine La Casa de Papel, the series here inside. Now that's it. That's where the money is printed in Turkey. So okay, thank you for watching. It's already evening. You see Galata Tower. I explained the Galata Tower, the Austrian hospital, and so on. And I'm going to also connect this video to the higher video, the ultimate Istanbul guide. You can watch it also on that. Thank you for watching. Have a nice evening. Just a bonus tip, if you follow the way, you see this one, and then there is the Galata Bridge. You can cross the bridge and then you are in the Grand Bazaar. Okay, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.